Hello, everybody. Welcome to Resident Evil 9 or Resident Evil Requiem, if you prefer. My name is EvilWolfCell, and this is my review, my unbiased, honest review with my thoughts. So, right off the bat, I want to get to something that I love, and with that, we'll have some cons with it, and we'll kind of make that our thing throughout the video. So, stay tuned, and let's get into this. So, my favorite thing right now is this right here. It's a nice callback to the OG Resident Evil 1 when you first hit the start button. It was really awesome. And I love that little addition. And as of doing this review, there is no New Game Plus. I have completed multiple playthroughs, whether it be standard or classic or insanity. I've done it all. I don't think I haven't played was casual, which is just something that not really needed. I might do it just, my off time. Um, speaking, going off that, I don't think there was a need for casual playthrough, or there is a need for casual because this was easy enough that it could take the place. It could very well take the place of this, and this could have been hard. But with these two, they felt the same. The only difference to me, in my opinion, was the heat ribbons. Just it didn't feel like it was different other than the heat ribbons. It didn't feel any harder or easier or anything like that. They both it's just pretty much the same aside from the heat ribbons. So I think instead of classic, they could have done hard, which would have made the enemies have more health, as they do in the past games. And this could have took the place of casual, and you would have your insanity mode. So and you would still have the ink ribbons and all that. So I think that's what they could have done here. It would have been a lot better, made it a little bit harder, and all that. So it's just my opinion. Um, just so you guys know, so my words will have backing to them. I have unlocked everything in the special content shop. I've done all the concept art. I've unlocked all the models. I've literally done all the challenges. So just so you guys know that I'm not just blowing smoke. I liked all of Leland's costumes except for Apocalypse and Film Noir. I don't see it. To me, it's like a niche nitpick, but still, I didn't feel like these two in place. You could have had better options. But I do love the callback for RE2 and RE4. I did like the jacket and the tactical shirt underneath. The default option was pretty nice, which was why I don't think the Apocalypse was needed because it's pretty much a tactical shirt with pants like he has in his default options. So could have been done better there. Same with Grace. I loved all of her outfits except for Film Noir and Dimitrescu because Grace has no connections to Lady Dimitrescu. In my opinion, it just wasn't really needed as an outfit. It could have been if you did want an outfit similar to this one, they could have done a better job. In my opinion, better options. Same as this one, they could have done better as well. Um, I love this one a lot. I like the FBI and the jacket one. I love the default. Those are all my favorites. I've used all in all my playthroughs. One for each playthrough, and I did use one twice. So, moving on. The Requiem and the pistol. I don't think we need weapon skins in Resident Evil. I think that needs to be this game needs to be where it ends and where it started. So where it started and where it ends, this is where it should happen. The weapons don't need weapon skins. They just don't. There's no place for them here. I think it's stupid and unneeded. So let that be a thing. That's just my preferences and opinions. But I think could have been done better and could have been done without. Um, I do love the menu aspects to have like that callback to the older games. That was really nice. Same as the music. That was really nice to have to like those callbacks to those other games. And that's pretty much what I get. That's what the costumes are that I don't like. Well, one of them is for Grace. Those are some of the costumes that like Lady goes back to RE8. But I digress. It's like a freaking rabbit hole that you don't want to go down. But still, some of those costumes could have better options. Um, Leon's combat felt more hack and slash than it was, oomph, or it felt like you had an impact with every swipe of your blade or hatchet. It felt more like it was just Dead Rising in the mall, just swinging your hatchet around. I didn't really like it compared to RE4. That was like my favorite combat. If they had RE4 combat with the zombies they have in this one, oh my god, they would have just, oh, it would have been amazing. On top of an amazing game already, it is a little bit of a minor nitpick, but still, I use the hatchet. That's the way I shoot. I will shoot for the leg or knee or whatever, drop them, hack them a couple times, and then do the melee kick or whatever have you. That was like my go-to move set. So with that, the combat did not feel as good as it did in RE4 remake. So that was something that kind of like really turned me off a little bit. I got to Leon. Loved everything else about Leon. The There wasn't too much of a scare, but there could have been. Like there was a way to do it where you can have scare and horror. And if I remember right, it was like back in RE5. It was like, or no, it was also in RE4 as well. It was like when it got night, the enemies became stronger and more scarier. And so, like in RE4, if you pop their head off at night, they would have like that little Las Plagas thing come out of their skull, and you would have to. They'd take a lot more bullets to kill, and they could have done that with all their games and still have action in it. And the whole camera thing, I really love, but I think they should have stuck to their guns with the whole Grace first person, Leon third person, because when you're playing as Grace, you have that Resident Evil 7 vibes. Like you have that horror right there, you're in the middle of it, and you know what's in store. The same as Leon, it's third person, over the shoulder, action packed story that you know what you're in for. You know you're gonna have some fun. It's gonna give you a little bit of breathing room, but it still could have been horror. Like you could have like if there was nighttime when Grace went into the hotel before she got captured. It was daytime, and so when we got night, they could have had like a a darker, grimmier, grimier, whatever, bloodier street, to where it was like, this is it, this is Resident Evil. But that's just me. Um, the bosses felt really good, like they always do. The the guns felt really good. I wish we had the Requiem or hand cannon from here in RE4. It reminded me so much of Matilda Barry's Python hand cannon gun that you get back in the OG 2005 Resident Evil 4. You would get that gun, and it would just one shot or two shot everything, depending on the difficulty you were on. It was just awesome, and it was built the same way. It had the bottom barrel, to help with the recoil and all that. It was just really cool. It was really powerful, and I wish we had this hand cannon in Resident Evil 4. That would have been awesome. I would have loved that so much. Um, the whole currency system with Leon felt like more like a thing from the mercenaries side of the games. I wasn't really a fan of that at all. I preferred. I'm a person that likes to collect, so I was always wanting to collect every weapon and upgrade every weapon and store it in my vault till it was upgraded, and I'd have a collection of weapons that I could just go back and try out later on like different difficulties and stuff like that. And yeah, you can kind of do it here, but it's not the same to me. Like you could sell the weapon for the same price you bought it for, but the amount of money you put into it does not let you sell the weapon for that much more. But you do when you do that. When you do sell your weapon, you get it back with the same upgrades as well. So it's kind of in a way a storage, but it's not. And I was just not a fan of that for Leon. I think there should be storages for both characters so that people can collect, that, and hopefully with the DLC announcement that Resident Evil and Capcom did, they'll have that remedied, and Leon will have a storage box. There'll be new game plus and stuff like that. So I'm really hoping for that. Um, Grace only having two weapons was kind of weird. Didn't really like that. I kind of wish Grace would have, shotgun or something. That would have been really cool because she gets the hand cannon only for a little bit when you first start out, and it only has one bullet in it until you unlock infinite ammo. So it would be kind of cool for Grace to have more than just the machine pistol and the pistol and wrecking them every now and then in between. Um, the graphics were great. I loved the game. On the looks of the game, it looked phenomenal. Like it looked good, like really good. And the new enemy types were really nice. The update to the zombies was really cool. You could pop off their leg and you could see the bone and the meat hanging. And they were really good about that. You could see an eye if you shot them in the face. You can see an eyeball hanging out. You can see part of the brain and their skull. I think they did really, really good on the zombies, and I love that. I love how each zombie has like its own personality, and that was a really nice touch to the game, especially the doctor zombies. When some of them would carry like bone saws, and some of them would just carry like glass shards as knives, and then some of them even look like Art the Clown from the Terrifier movies, which was really funny but cool at the same time, and terrifying sometimes too. Um, I did like how they kind of acted like all slow at first, but when they get within a certain range of you, they lunge, and it's just like it's wild because it goes really zoomed in on where they bite, and it's kind of like a jump scare all at the same time. So that was a really nice touch, and they had they had a nice emotional strings being pulled with Emily and her mom, and finding out the backstory of Grace and stuff like that. It really felt like another Ethan Winters story, but better. Leon's felt like he was doing some unfinished business in RE2. He came back, and then you find out some things about Leon at the end of the game that was like wild, and so it left everybody guessing, and we're still guessing to this day right now. There's people trying to figure it out. If you know, you know. If you don't, well, maybe once you buy the game and beat it yourself, you'll know. This is like a spoiler-free review anyway. I'm not going to show any gameplay or anything like that, so I can keep people interested and intrigued about the game. And hopefully, just take my word for it. If you're on the fence about it, buy it because it'll probably be one of the best Resident Evils you play beside RE2 remake and RA4 remake because they really upped the game here. My only thing I hope they improve on is the stalker variants of the enemies. Like you have the big tall girl here, and then you have Mr. X later. I feel like no matter what difficulty you're on, that enemy that is stalking you 24/7 should be able to one shot you until later in the game when you're able to kill it. I think that would be a nice touch, and that it'd be kind of like it gives that like holy crap vibe. Like if I get caught, I'm dead vibe to it, and I think that would be really cool, something just to see because you have that in Insanity. So I guess if you really want it, you could always play on Insanity. But I think no matter what difficulty you're on, you could like slow her down for the easier, lighter difficulties, but make her faster like you did on Insanity. But she should always one shot you. If she grabs you, you're dead. That's what I think about a stalker enemy, and I'm trying to get away. I'm trying to avoid it. It's gonna one shot me. That's the way I think, and I'm hoping that they do that at some point in some game. I think that'd be really cool because it makes people play different. It makes people terrified, and that's what I like. I like being scared. I like having that tension of like, holy crap, this monster will kill me if he gets his hands on me. So yeah. Um, if you have any questions or want to know anything, let me know in the comments below. You guys know how it goes. I'll try and read and respond to every single one of them. You'll know that I read your comment if it has a heart beside it with my logo. You'll know that I read it. Um, I usually go through my days that I'm not doing anything, not posting videos or anything like that. I'll take a day and I'll go through all the comments on all my videos and read them, like them, respond to them if I have a response, if I can respond. If, if that makes sense, like if it warrants a response or if it's just, people being people. But yeah, I love this game. It's a great addition to the series. It's a great addition to the trilogy that's been going on, kind of like Star Wars. And I can't wait to see what they do in the next one. And I'm hoping that, like I said in my last video, in my last stream, that's on my playlist here on Resident Evil Requiem playlist. If you want to see it, you can go watch it. But I said, with all the hints that we've been getting, it seems like the remake is going to be Resident Evil 5. But there are talks that it's Resident Evil 1. But to me, it just doesn't make sense for them to remake it again, even though technically it was a remaster. So, to me, I think Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil 6 needs like those updated controls, those updated graphics, and stuff like that. And I would love to see Resident Evil 1 remade for sure. Like, that is what the game that got me into Resident Evil to begin with. I would love to see it with the new RE engine, the new controls, and the way they would do things. Because seeing this and some of those hallways remind me of Resident Evil 1 and what they could do if they decided to remake it. So hopefully this review helps you guys, and hopefully uh, this helps you make a decision on whether you want to buy it or not. I would totally recommend this one. Still, by far, my favorite one is Resident Evil 4 Remake. I've played it through every difficulty there, the same I've done with all the other Resident Evils. Um, it's just something I like doing. It kind of gives me that, you know, accomplished feeling that I 100% my games. So, and to me, when I 100% my games, I feel like if somebody asks me, I can fully tell them without a doubt my opinion on the matter if they whatever they ask. So, as always, thank you so much for watching. Stay happy, stay true to yourself, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.